Hey everybody, welcome. My name is Josh Redwine. I get a lot of questions about my photos. How much editing do I do and whatnot. The answer is not much. I do take it to Lightroom and I do some little simple edits. So today I'm going to show you how I would edit a particular landscape, just step by step. So I'm going to open up Lightroom here. Give it some time. Okay, here we go. So this is a photo I took in 2017. I was at a Lizard Lake in Colorado. Um, Naturally, this photo is not perfect. I didn't get the exposure quite right in certain areas, but that's okay because this is a perfect example of a photo that I'll take and try to work with. So the first thing I'll do is, if you're not familiar with Lightroom, I'll record a video explaining some of these sliders, but for this video, I'm just going to go through and show you how I would use Lightroom to edit the photo. First thing I noticed in this photo is got some areas like this up here that can use some lightening. This right here, these areas, these trees really could use some detail. It's too dark. The sky, I don't like it because I can't see any details in the sky. You know, you have a little right here, but I want a little more. And then down here, I think is really interesting too because you have some areas of improvement where we can really show these details, and all these little elements will come together and make this landscape pretty cool. But as it stands now, it's just kind of too dark and not very impressive. So here's what we're gonna do. My first step is I like to scroll down here and do my lens corrections. So hit that, and I like to check to see where it's pulling from. My camera this time was a Canon 7D, and I was using the wide-angle lens, the 10 to 18. So we see that the computer, just by me clicking on these two options, the computer decided this is what I was using, and it's correct. So you see how it kind of corrected the edges here. It was So that's what this does. I'm going to hit auto to kind of flatten this out. I think it's pretty level. That'll be your horizon line basically, but I'm going to just go ahead and hit that and see what happens. And nothing happens, so we're pretty good on the leveling. Okay, so now that we're done with that, I'm going to scroll all the way back up. I'm going to lighten the shadows. I don't want to go too much because I do like to incorporate darkness in every photo, so just kind of bring out these details in the clouds. Kind of like that. Not the clouds, the trees, I'm sorry. Go a little more. Okay. And the next thing I'm going to do is raise the exposure just a little bit. Not too much though, because I still, like I said, I want some darkness in here. I think that's going to add some interest. These clouds. Now, what can we do about the clouds? This is where highlights come in. If we bring the clouds down, you see how we get this definition coming back, but it also made everything else dark, which I don't like. One of the things I like to do for this is I like to take the graduated filter. You can hit M on your keyboard, or you can click here. And I like to just kind of go over the clouds like this. Let's get it just right. Pull it down. And then I like to take the highlights down from here. Now, this is adding a little clarity, which I don't want. So I'm going to take that out. I'm going to take the clouds down. Now, see how it's just applying it to the clouds and not to the rest of the photo. This is a really great trick to use so that you're not affecting everything in your photo. So I'm going to take those down so I can get some cloud definition. And it's also making it a little too dark up here, so I'm going to add a little exposure back in just to kind of make sure that it matches the lighting of the rest of the photo. We'll add a little clarity too. Okay, so there you go. So I got my definition back and I didn't lose any light in here. Next I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little whites. Again, try to bring those clouds back to what they were. Blacks, I'm going to bring it down a smidge because I do want some visual interest in here. And then this clarity, I'm going to hit a little bit of clarity. You don't want to go too much clarity because when you have too much clarity, it gets this weird, harsh, unrealistic look. And I like to keep my landscapes looking pretty realistic. And I'll show you what happens if I go too high. You see how you get that really harsh look. I mean, maybe that's some people's style, but that's not mine. So take that back down. We'll do, say, 15. Okay. Next thing I'll do is I will add some vibrance. I like vibrance over clarity. I think vibrance does a better job. I'll add a little, I mean, vibrance over saturation. Sorry, guys. Um, I the saturation is a little too much for me. Like if we put it all the way up, you get this really weird acid look, and I don't like that. So I will give a little bit of saturation, but I won't go too high. Okay. So at this point, we're gonna check to see where we're at. You can check the before and after pretty easily by clicking on this double Y thing down in here. When you do that, you can get a quick before and after. So you see we've already gotten a lot of detail back, which is good. What else would I do? I remember when I was there in Colorado, it was getting the sun was setting a little bit, so I'm going to add some of that color back in by using these split toning highlights. And I don't usually mess with the shadows. I'll just do the highlights because I'm really concerned with what the sky looks like. So I'm gonna. You can move the slider around to different kind of color bands. It's a little weird, but once you get used to it, it's pretty cool. So I'm gonna keep it on the red portion over here. I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but I'm gonna keep it there, and I'm gonna just push it just a little bit. And you see what that did? It added a layer of like pinkish color, like it's almost like it's sunset. I'm gonna turn it off and on so you can see what it does. It's very subtle, but I kind of like it. And then sharpness, I will add about 60, and I usually like to go about 30 for my noise reduction. Noise reduction takes out any graininess up here. You have to be careful because if you go too far, it gets really smudgy and weird looking. So you want to make sure you're not going too high with these. And then same with detail, you can get really grainy and really grainy. This detail slider, it tries to eliminate some of the smudginess of the luminance here. I don't usually touch these sliders. I just try not to go too high with this. Color. What color does is if there's any kind of like color specks in the dark areas due to like the camera's noise, it'll try to get those out of there. So I usually like to just pump that up just because. And smoothness, I don't really touch. Every photo of mine uses some kind of vignetting. Um, Vignetting is just where the corners get darker. I like to add just a little bit of that to every photo to give it a little bit of mystery. About right there. And on the midpoint, I'm going to scoot it back just a little bit. Cool. Last but not least, I want to see some details in here. I'm not sure if I can pull this off, but I'm going to use the radio filter now. Radio filters are circles you can use that apply to just a small area of a photo. You can see like that. Right now it's set to clarity. I don't want that quite a bit. I do want to raise the shadows here. Not too much. And then I will add a little clarity to that. Not too much. I'm going to add contrast back in too. One of the things I like to do in my photos is I like to add these little details like these rocks under the water that people really wouldn't notice at first glance, but if they look at my photos over and over again, they'll start to notice these little details popping out, and that's kind of what I want. It just kind of adds something to every time you look at this photo, you're going to see something new or something you've never seen before. So I like to, in the field, I like to kind of pay attention to these details, little rocks underneath the water and stuff. Okay, that's pretty much it. I'm going to give it a hit of exposure, just a little bit. And then if you want to view the full screen, you just hit F on your keyboard and you wait for your computer forever and a day. There you go. That's how I probably wrap this up. So there you go. Yeah, be sure to stay tuned for more tutorials. If you have questions, please send some comments. Send me an email. Anything you want to do, I would be happy to answer any questions. Or if you think I messed something up, or if I can do something better, please tell me. This is a learning experience for me too. I'm not an expert. I do what I feel looks nice, and that's what I try to deliver to people. So I'm looking forward to your comments, and have a great day.